Ooh. Good morning and welcome to Sunday Soul Talks, where I talk about life and how it's possible to... Oh! I moved closer to... I don't know. That's all I say all the time. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know. I don't know a lot about life, but I have had experiences that have changed who I am. That has changed. I am not the same person I was even 5 years ago when I look back. We are changing constantly, even though we don't know it. We are completely changing. Every day is different. It might not seem it to your mind because your mind is so finite. It's so... It's always, not always, most of the time, because always and never are so finite. But that mind is programmed for judgment. And I've come to understand that judgment is a direct opposition to love, what we really are. Any judgment you carry for someone else is hurting you. I was talking to a friend yesterday and seeing how, we don't even realize how much we judge somebody else for doing life wrong. And it literally is a direct... LT, back on the air. Have a great talk day, ladies. Beautiful sky. Oh, the sky. So blue, no clouds. But yesterday there was a lot of clouds. I thought of you on my float in the middle of that. The Gulf, not the middle, early at the edge. But, oh my God, it was such a beautiful day yesterday. Most days are beautiful in Florida. I'm just saying. You have a great day too, Jimmy. Happy Father's Day. You are a father to those boys. And they haven't hindered your healing like you thought they would. Anyway, anything that we think isn't true. And when you can see that, that's a huge awakening. When you realize that your thoughts are not true. Jeez. Like after the last time I talked, it had just happened the night before. Well, yeah, was it the night before? Anyway, with Sherry, and when she said those words to me, every time I tell somebody that, they're like, I told her to... That's from the little 3-year-old that we all believe are... Actually, no. We believe that we are human beings going through life fighting it. That's what we are. We're fighting it. Hi, Rita. Welcome to Sunday Soul Talks. Anyway, we think we need to fight life. Like it's out to get us. And there's something wrong with me. That's what I was talking with somebody this morning about. There's something wrong with me. Have you noticed that thought? Or there's something wrong? I'm not worthy. Because we're taught that God or Jesus or somebody is above us, better than we are a measly. Good morning, Cynthia. We are measly human beings that don't know. When you believe that you are this body and mind, that thought process hurts. That thought process, just the fact of believing that we are this body and mind, comes along with, there's something wrong with me. What is wrong with me? Have you heard yourself saying that? And I'm not enough. We're beneath. I was talking with somebody recently. I started this off by saying that. I don't think I finished it. But this is a different story. What the? My phone just took a screenshot of this. I don't know why. Anyway. God, what the hell was it? I was gonna say something about, I was talking with somebody recently about, oh my, there's too much in my head. Oh, how about in the past, I was going to, we had a cabin. Peter's father had a cabin up north that we all built. This was before Peter and I were even married. We were teenagers. Before we graduated, I think it was 1981. And I have a picture of me. It was a log cabin that we built up there. A whole bunch of us built this cabin. And, I mean, I really didn't do a lot, but I did pound a picture of me pounding in a log over the sink in the kitchen. That time I didn't know what was, I didn't have a vision of it. I was just up there having a good time up at camp, 3.5 hours north. Now being 10 hours from Sherry's camp, that was a whole different deal. I used to think 3.5 hours sucked on the road. Try 10 to go to your cabin. Anyway. So basically the whole state of Florida, California, from LA north. But on the way back, God, stick with the story law. This is Cynthia, right? Stick with the story law. Okay, so we were up, so we didn't have running water. And in the beginning, we didn't have electricity either. So we used to have to make coolers last for a whole weekend. But we did end up getting electricity. But there was a shower house that we drove to. Like, I don't know, half a mile, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile down the road. You had to put quarters in. Well, I had gone into the bathroom and I have a big bag with my blow dryer, my curling, the whole thing. Back in that day, I was doing a lot more than I do today. And I was taking off my makeup in the two sinks were outside and there were 4 shower stalls and there were two toilet stalls. So I put my stuff in the shower stall and got my quarters all ready on the little thing, and I came out and was by the sink using the mirror to take my makeup off from the day before. And this woman comes in and she's got a little bag, a small bag. This was after, so I was in my 30s. This was after my big awakening, after talking to mom and dad. So there was an awareness of thoughts, not like it is today, seeing them constantly, but it was just starting to be noticed. So as soon as she walked in, the thought came, oh, she's better than me because she has a smaller bag. And I just went, what? So that little me that you believe yourself to be comes along. It's always comparing. The ego, the little me, is built on comparing to others. And either making yourself, because we used to go four-wheeling with friends who had smaller four-wheelers than us. You know, I used to be on this big Kawasaki 350, which is nothing today. But back then, I would go through anything because I had the big... I could feel it inside, but I didn't realize it at the time. It actually makes you feel either less than or better than. And when you see this and realize that no one is better than, because I actually, after the scam, I realized that subconsciously there was a belief that people with money were better than me. If you make more money, you're a better person than me. That's another identity. And a lot of people who do make a lot of money, that's running in the background. Well, I have more money, so I am better. You know, if they're in a situation that's uncomfortable or whatever, well, I have the money, and they are on that. They use that unknowingly until you know it in the background. When you realize no one's better than or less than you, we are all in this together. We are one. So then I'm going to go back to the beginning when I was talking to the friend about this actual topic. And he was saying, I don't think I'm better than, no one's better than, and different, he believes there are shitty people in this world. When you point the finger at shitty people, I'm telling you, three fingers are pointing back at you. You're labeling yourself shitty. You believe you're shitty. That's the only reason you would judge somebody else as shitty. Every single person is coming from their pain, from their past, that was put down in their mind. And that's what they're coming from, the fearful little me that's not good enough, so it reacts to situations through that programming, and it doesn't even know. So if that programming, it's your programming, and it doesn't gel, there's the pain. And the pain is in you, not in them. I mean, they have their own pain, but when you're reacting negatively to somebody, that's why with Sherry, the reaction was pain inside when she said, don't you have anything better to do than to... See how triggering that is when somebody says that? How something better to do than to watch me? It could not have been more perfectly orchestrated, because I've asked, show me where I'm believing I'm less than. I want to see everything that this little me believes itself to be, so I can be free of it. And that was a huge one. And it's funny that it was within the same week, because the very next day came that I was at Luke Bryan concert. Came that memory on Facebook. What? It was a full year between the two of them. I mean, and there was other things in between that because I'm changing constantly. We all are. If you're listening to this consistently, you are changing. You can't help it because it's going in. And what it's saying, the message is in direct opposition to what we are raised and conditioned to believe. And as this recognition happens, because it's not in the words, the stories that I tell, that your mind puts into your situations, peace is replaced. It's replacing the upset, the discomfort that's inside. Do you see that little, oh, he just went up. There was a little lizard. Oh, we just went out to dinner with my sister and her husband and a bunch of different friends. Angie's neighbor came to. Actually, she's my neighbor right now, but her house is being built next to Angie's. It's been flooded so many times, so they're going up, way up. Beautiful house. It's been fun watching the changes. But she was sitting right next to me. She was at the end of the table, and I was right here. They brought our food, They put her plate down. A lizard came scurrying out. Yes, we are changing, Cynthia. A lizard came scurrying out of her freaking food across her plate. It was in her. We're all like, what? And then ended up in her lap and then on the floor and disappeared. The manager came over. She was mortified. She's like, that has never happened. Oh, thank you, Margie. Good morning. Peter. Margie says Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. He says thank you. Did I say Mother's Day? I did say Father's Day, right? Something about... I don't know. I feel like I said Mother... Like I heard Mother's Day. Anyway, he got what I meant. No, I think I said Father's Day. Anyway, some bird is in distress over there. I hear it. So anyway, when somebody is talking to me and they are in that stance of some people are just shitty. Okay, you can have it. You can have that. But I know that that's hurting the person who's saying that. They don't even realize it. That's the bottom line, because these bodies are hurting so much all the time with the subconscious beliefs that we have, that there's no differentiation between peace and upset, uncomfortable. Most people are uncomfortable most of the time. And they don't even know it. They just think that that's the way life has to be or has been. So it's got to be the same for everybody. But it doesn't. It doesn't have to be the same at all. Oh my God. Oh. Peter. Cynthia said Happy Father's Day too. He goes, I love that you guys include him. He's got a lot of pain inside too. I see it. But I just posted a thing on my story. Ram Dass is talking about a woman bitching to him about her life, or the stories about her life and how what a victim of life she is. And he said, I hear you. And because that mind is always looking for validation. It wants to be validated. Anybody, please validate me. So when he didn't validate her, just said, I hear you, she went through the whole story again. And he again said, I hear you. And then there was silence. And she heard herself. She heard herself because he didn't commiserate with her. He says, when you take away somebody's suffering, you're taking away their growth. It comes with suffering, hurting, big time, that makes the growth. Like after the scam. That's what literally has created growth here to be able to talk about this, you know, without any knowing of what I'm going to say. And I look back, because I have to put the title for YouTube. I don't have to put the title for this anymore, thank God. But I have to watch it back to try to get I talk about so much. Try to get the the top, you know, what it mostly was about. I got a new cup. It's Smile More. Smile More. That could be my logo. How many of you know me to not smile? Can't help it. The freaking ways life, whatever's doing it, you can call it God, but that's not a man in the sky. It's what is beating our hearts. Whatever's doing that has me smiling a lot. Has this little Lori character smiling a lot. And the more you... So the veil between you and that life force, whatever you want to call it, the veil between it is the me, is the conditioned idea of you, of a me that is going through life ping-ponging, afraid to say something wrong, do something wrong, when it believes that something's wrong with it from the get-go. That's the very first thought or belief subconsciously, because we're separate from that. Oh boy, I can't believe him. The me is, just by taking on that identity, that very first identity of a me, looking in the mirror at 2 years old or whatever, or a little younger, looking in the mirror and saying, you know, what mom and dad say, that's Lori, that's Margie, that's Cynthia, that's Rita. That's the very first identity. That's when we start identifying the me, which is separate. That's when we start labeling. They start labeling a tree, a house, a car, a body, eyes, nose. All of that is called separation. Okay, never said that before. Guys, I've never said this before. That's what chops up all of this into categories, into identities, separate from whatever is making these words come out, whatever's beating this heart, blinking, hair growing, nails growing. The little me is not doing any of that. And it's not doing anything else either. We believe me is doing it, but we're not the doers. Life is doing it. The me is once removed. Actually, some people say when you take on the me, we've been kicked out of the Garden of Eden because nothing's really happening. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. Because all of this is an illusion created by the me, not intentionally. We are indoctrinated into these me's innocently, completely innocently. We are innocent. So anybody who's having a hard time and fighting what is, they are innocent in it. Completely innocent. That's why if something hurts, when somebody says something or does something that you believe hurts you, nothing, no one can hurt you. No one. It's not possible. You're hurting you. Always. You are. And if you can entertain that concept, it has, if you can entertain that concept in your mind, and when you feel hurt, and you say, and you refuse to let your mind blame them, refuse to let it blame them, that's when you look inside. That's looking inside to find the kingdom of heaven is within. Heaven is right here on earth. It isn't a place. It's a state of mind. It's not a place you're going to go to when you die. Because you aren't going to die. The body and mind's going to die, but you will not die. Who you are is not separate from life itself. When near-death experiences, people come back, they talk about that God, you can call it, they say that word doesn't even comprehend. It puts it in a box, a finite box, and you cannot. What is it? Something. It says something in the Bible. I don't know the Bible very well. Phoebe. In the Bible, it says, I'm going to get back to Phoebe. The Bible says something about it. Cynthia, you can help me. It's something about being... It's not in the world, but not of it, which is part of it. But this... something about God being everything. But your mind's not going to understand this. It's a feeling. When Jonathan talks, I feel it. And it's not about his words. He's been there. And he's freaking... You can feel everything he says. I deeply... It's a beautiful thing. Jeez. It's just everything that I've learned. Because when I first woke up, there was, after talking to Mom and Dad, there was this love was just oozing out of me. It was just about love. And then when that went away, and the thoughts came back of the me, which I had no idea. I did not understand. I didn't know what the hell happened. I just know that I was freaking so high on life. I could fly. I swear to God, I could fly. I was talking to everybody about love. And then when the thoughts came back, oh boy, I went down in the dip. Ooh. That was the first time I consciously wanted to end my life. Because, okay, the me was in so much pain. It's like, Peter! Peter! Alicia says, Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, cuz. Thank you, Alicia. Everybody has been saying, I just love how you guys love him like I do. He's such a good guy. He just doesn't know it. Anyway, yeah, I consciously had thoughts of wanting to end, and I never had those before. But I didn't want to believe that I was so alone in this awakening. There was no YouTube. There was no nothing. I was like vibrating so high. I was just so happy and at peace within myself. It was magical. Life was magical. It was like one extreme to the other. Like, no, yeah, he is a good hugger. You could have one of them hugs if you can. Anyway, I get it. So, yeah, I was so lost in how life could be so magical. And then, boom, now I know the thoughts came back. But I still, like Jonathan said, there was still that knowing. It laid down that knowing, that remembering, not even a knowing. It was a remembering of how life was before we took on this little me, before we started believing in worldly, doom-filled crap. Once you come back to the love that you are, that doom-filled crap, you see through it. I will get there when it's supposed to happen. No, okay, Alicia, no. You're already there. It's the seeking of it that reiterates to your mind that you're not there. We are all there. Every stinking one of us is already that. We just don't know it. We don't remember it. And as I talk, there's a remembering. Oh, I feel it. But there's no, hi, Melissa. Melissa and Kyle got engaged in Italy on top of a mountain in Sicily. He had it. This kid, Kyle, he is always been so thoughtful for birthdays, and he's just amazing. Oh, I meant to Florida. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I get it. I know. Yeah, that burning desire's not there yet. It like with California. I had no idea I was going to California. At the end of that talk, the beginning of June, or the end of May or whatever. Oh, it was the end of May. I got this talk. I finished this talk and Sherry called and said, she planted the seed in January for me to go there. And I was in the back of there because Jeannie wants me to go to, Christina wants me to go to Spain. Sherry wanted me to go to, and now Lynn wants me to go to Cancun. And I would go to all of them if I didn't. Okay, so the Lori excuse is the money first. And I hate using that. Drives me crazy, the use of lack of money. Because of our cabin, wanting our cabin up there, it's like anything I use money for. Margie says, congratulations, Kyle and Melissa. Oh my God. Yeah, that was just magical. Oh, that video. I don't know if you guys have seen that video, but I would love to be able to post it because it's the most sweetest. She is just blown away. He's on his knee. He already asked the whole family, even her sister, if this is okay for what the heck. That kid is just, he's just way up there in my book. I mean, everybody is, but he's just so thoughtful. He just thinks things out. He's just a kind soul. I love that boy. I said boy on the thing. Maybe we'll get married in Mexico. Then you have to go. Then I have to go. Right? Well, the Lynn has already booked the plane. I wouldn't have to pay for... It's just the flight, which I happened to look at yesterday. And I think it was $300 round trip. So it's only $150, but I'm not working right now. I'm not working. And I'm not going to be till August 11th again. So, anyway, with Sherry, I did not know any of what I was going to be experiencing. I mean, she took me up to the redwoods, which I was in freaking awe of. Complete awe. There's no words. Then, when she woke up one morning, and she goes, I know what we're going to do. Because I had mentioned on the way up San Francisco, I said, oh, are we going to see the Golden Gate Bridge on? And she goes, oh, no, we're going around. I went on our way up. Well, she woke up while we were up at the cabin. She goes, oh, we're going to go home with the Route 1, right along the ocean. Carmel by the sea. And we went to so many beaches, I don't even know. We were along the whole coast. We're driving and there's cliffs. Oh, the most beautiful scenery. I just can't even. It was overwhelming for me. It was freaking overwhelming, but it was magical. Truly magical. I thought we were going to die more than once, but that's okay. Literally, those cliffs, woo! She'd look off for a minute and we'd be at yeah. We're here. It wasn't meant to be. Anyway, yeah, she woke up saying, we're going to go down the coast. California I've literally now seen California from LA. Well, we went to Ojai too. I think Ojai's a little more south. I e-biked to Ojai, up 20 miles on this trail. What the heck? My ass was killing me. This bike's... But yeah, all the way back was mostly downhill, so I was standing up most of the time. I couldn't sit. But luckily, those bones don't hurt when you're sitting normally, because when I'm in the shower and I feel they're still tender. That was 20 miles one way. 18 miles. It's 18 miles. But we did the town a little bit, so I'm just rounding it to 20 miles each way. Each way. No, not each way. Yeah. No, it's 9 miles one way, 9 miles back. 9 and 9 and 18, right? That was it. And we did a little around the town. We got to see all of Ojai, California is, wow. I went there. Okay. That was like a full circle moment, because Byron Katie's school, literally, this is life. Oh, he's back, the little guy. I don't know. Every time I mention him, he disappears. The little lizard. So Ojai is where I went to Byron Katie's 9-day school for the work, where I met Judy in 2013. So if I had not met Judy, I wouldn't know Sherry, because Judy teaches and Sherry is part of Judy's group. And that's how we got paired together. Judy had us doing work together and we just clicked immediately and been friends ever since. And now I know her whole family, and I've helped her son, and oh my God, just meeting him. Like, he had a bad breakup, but actually, I met his dad, Sherry's ex-husband, and this is a guy that I could feel was very guarded. Very guarded. But you know what? He goes, "You're cool. You're cool." I don't know how many times he said, "You're cool." And I felt like Rudolph when Clarice said, "You're cute." And, and he jumps around. "I'm cute. I'm cute. I'm cool." In Chris's book, I'm cool. That was so cute. Yeah, I had the best time. He made these earrings, gave them to me. They have an orange tree, an avocado tree, and a lemon tree in their backyard. And there's another one. And the lemon blossoms, okay, that's heaven on earth. Those lemon blossoms smell like, I just kept going. I had to go through his place because Sherry's place is connected to his place. They added on to the house so she could still be, so it's just like mom and dad. They still love each other, but the programs are click, yeah. So I go through, I said, "Chris, I'm coming. I'm going to smell the lemons." And the last day, he freaking took this little tiny, he's very creative, this man. Holy crap. He makes stuff with metal. I was blown away by his imagination. But he gave me one of his little tiny plastic bags, Ziploc bag. And he went out and ripped off a bunch of those blossoms for me so I could take it home. I had the best time at that cabin with her family. Her whole family got to meet Lillian. Lillian, I had asked you guys back in the day. Lillian was born a year ago in May, but she wasn't due till September. So she is now a year, but she's not. She's crawling. She's, oh my God, smartest little. You go like this, and she starts clapping, and I went like this, and she did it. Oh my God, she was so much fun. We were at the beach, which the sand is almost, it's a cross between sand and dirt. You actually get dirt. And they sit her in the water. She freaking loves the water, splashing it in her face, and she's laughing. She's taking, how babies put their hands in the dirt, right in her mouth. All these granules. God, oh, so funny. But Melissa and Ian, I get him, Eli and Ian, are such good parents. Wow, I was blown away because where she was like a pound and something before, when she was born, I asked you guys for prayers, and that little girl, she had a rough start, but boy, she's doing awesome today. She's just such a light, so happy all the time. So her disposition is just beautiful. But being able to meet all of these people that Sherry has, told me about all this time, I got to see their new house. And the front of their house, where they live, absolutely beautiful. And they have, their sidewalk goes through their driveways. It's dirt because everybody has horses. You have to pick up horse poop if they poop in front of your place. It's so cool. So cool. What a magical 2 weeks. Oh my God, I'm so grateful. The gratitude is just off the charts. Because not only going there and seeing such beauty, but going within and not blaming, not refusing to blame someone for hurting me. So many people are hurt and blaming someone else. I cannot tell you how that's hurting you. I see it clearly. It hurts you when you blame somebody else for how you're feeling. Every single person that hurts you is your gift. I remember Hope saying this to me years ago, and I'm going, what? Which you're probably saying, what? Some part of you knows that. And you will not grow when you blame someone else for how you're feeling. It's just the way it is. Had a really good talk with my sister and her husband. When I do their hair, it's like a session. And I said to her, I'm not afraid of your ego anymore. Because, you know, when this is how I literally came to realize all of it was from my conversation with her. As I was typing to her, I realized I was typing to myself. It was beautiful. So this week I cut their hair and I was able to talk to both of them. I'm just praying for all of them, the whole situation, just praying that they all come back to the love that they are. Because every single pain is just reiterating the little me. It's just keeping it front and center. And that's why that little me doesn't want to let go. That ego, it's butthurt all the time and does not want to let go of blame. It wants to hold on to it. But you are stronger than it. The love that you are is stronger than it. And the only reason why you want to blame somebody is because they're not validating the love that you are. But you don't believe it. If you believed, now that they are my catalyst for seeing that I am recognizing the love that I am, because I'm not afraid anymore. I'm just coming with complete love and compassion to everyone. Peter's a little bit harder. Don't know why. Once I can let him just be himself and it doesn't affect me, but we have our patterns. The person you live with is really your catalyst. They're the ones that can get you there quickly. There, I mean, get you to recognize the love that you are. If you refuse to blame them. But with the partner, it's automatic. You know, it's just how you've set up the relationship. So getting out of it is not easy, but it's doable if you want to be aware and awake to what is really happening here. I don't know what time it is. I have no. 10 more minutes. Sometimes when I listen to it back before I post it on YouTube, I see where I've dropped something and I've never went back to it. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. That's the whole thing about life. If you don't go back to it or something's not, it wasn't meant to be. There's no, I shoulda. Do not. If you find the word should coming out of your mouth about somebody else shouldn't have or should have, blah, blah, blah. That's a big one to see. That's an easy one to see, actually. That was a long time ago for me. Mom and I had gone to somebody was doing some kind of thing in Lisbon Falls. It was a class in the high school. And Mom came and we went together. God, I don't even know how long ago that was. And I took that on. She says, anytime you say should. And then Byron Katie, of course, she, of course, says that too. Should keeps you in thinking life should be different than it is. It can't be, because it doesn't make a mistake. And your proof is, it's what it is. And when I started saying that, it is what it is, oh, Mom used to get so mad at that. Because your mind doesn't want to, it is what it is. No matter what it is. It's just what it is. And you arguing with it and fighting it causes you pain. Whatever you're resisting, the most prominent thing in your life that you're resisting or fighting the most is your gift. Is your gift, is your freedom right there. And the word forgiveness comes, but it's not about forgiving. It is, in a way, through the mind, it's about forgiving, but in reality, nothing really happened. Nothing really is happening. Oh, God, I don't want to get into that. Because literally there's only now. The rest of what he or she did to me is in the past. It's gone. It's living in thought. It's not real. It is gone. That's why this little me, with all of its pain and sorrow and projection of a future that doesn't exist and never will, it's suffering. That little me is living in the past and the future, never recognizing what actual reality is right now. It doesn't live in the now, the me. And as you listen to this talk, that mind is like, that little me is like, she's full of shit. But there's the you, the real you, the unidentified you, that makes the words come out, that beats the heart, that blinks the eyes, that grows the hair and the fingernails, that you're not separate from. You. That's what you really are. It doesn't make a mistake. Ever. And life is here to show you. Will you listen? Will you entertain this thought that there's freedom on the other end? When my life coach way back, because Kevin was I was afraid of him. I was his arrogance, his judgment. Me projecting him as an ass kept me from seeing my ass. My asshole ways. And since seeing him as a little 3-year-old, everything changed. We talked about that this week too. In the talk, I was saying everything changed the minute I saw you as a little boy. It completely shifted. And I just love him. He was going to give me money. Angie goes, I said, and you were going to give me $1,500 without any questions asked for during the scam. And I looked at Angie, I said, thank God. See how I was under the delusion of the mind because I was so pissed off at her because she didn't do what I wanted her to do. Give me money. And now I'm so freaking grateful that she stood up and said, absolutely not. She said Kevin didn't want to give it to me either, but he didn't want to say no to me. Yeah, I love them both so much. I see the pain they're in. That's what happens as you become aware of who you truly are. You don't hold any resentment against anybody because you know that resentment's living in you, and it upholds that little me, that poor little me that needs to get love, and when it doesn't get it from someone, ooh, that's the worst. And the thing is, you can't get love from anybody. That's what I'm going to name this. You can't get love from anybody. It's impossible to get love from anybody. They can be your friend or your parent and love you, but you can't get it from them. It's not possible. It's an inside job. You have to find the love that you are. And then it doesn't matter what anybody says or does, because you know it's coming from their 3-year-old little... it's so amazing just to think of everybody in your life that you held resentment for, and now you see the innocence and the love, because you see the innocence and the love that you are. It's powerful. It's a whole different way of looking at life. Of not just looking at it, experiencing life. And we're here to experience, because that God, whatever the hell is doing all this, not the God in the sky, that life force, that aliveness, how else could it experience anything if it didn't take on a body? Because it is everything. So it can't experience anything if it is everything. You know? It is possible. It is possible. I've never said that before either. It is possible to see through this. And come back to the peace and the love that you already are. Thank you. Thank you for being here. For entertaining this hour's worth of jibber jabber. I hope you felt it. I hope you feel the absolute love I have for all of you. Divine intelligence. Right, Sherry? That's what Jonathan calls it, the divine intelligence. It is intelligent. Divine intelligence. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. This is not an easy road, but it sure can be fun. Have a great week, and I'll see you next weekend.